common mistakes people make on their weight loss journey. So over to you.
All right, so this is such an interesting topic because I feel like the issue of weight loss, first of all, if you are struggling with weight loss here, you're not alone. This is something that women around the world go through, and it is a struggle. And I feel like that's the thing, like it's this big struggle that you feel like, Jesus, for me to lose this weight, I'm going to have to sacrifice a cow and drive to Mexico and find the mint on the tree. But I'm going to share with you guys some common mistakes that I have seen during my experience, and hopefully it will help you to kind of avoid those mistakes and kind of think about weight loss a little differently. All right, so 6 things. I have them written down here. If you see me glancing over here, and I didn't want to forget any of the 6. All right, so the first thing, and I think this is not just a common mistake in weight loss, but this is a common mistake in life, in business especially, is the shiny object syndrome. So January 1st, boom, woo! You go onto Google, quickest way to lose 10 pounds in 1 month. All right, them some most of that, boom, bang, I'm gonna do that. Finish the 1 month. All right, okay, what's next? All right, let me go back on Google. All right, well, my friend Sharon just did this amazing cleanse. I should do this cleanse because she just do it. I'm gonna do that cleanse. So you're always looking for the next best thing, the next fad, what Health Magazine is saying or what Weight Watchers is saying, and instead of finding something that's gonna work for you. So it's always going after the next big thing to lose weight, not realizing, and I just posted it, that all of the diets that you're doing are doing the same exact thing, and that's reducing calories. So it's reducing the amount of calories you're putting into your body. And what I like to focus on with the people that I work with is finding a sustainable way to do that. So you're not always just going after the next thing. Okay, I just did this diet. Well, for me to keep this weight off, I'm gonna have to do another diet and then another diet. It's figuring out what's gonna work for you, figuring out the Dianne diet. What does Dianne need to do to ensure that I'm going to lose the weight without having to every month or every few days or every year jump on another diet to try and get those same results? So that's number 1. That shiny object syndrome, always looking for something new and thinking that just because your friend Sandra did what Sandra did though?
So
Cleanse. Just because Sandra did the cleanse, that the cleanse is gonna work for you as well, right? It's really figuring out what's gonna work for you and not just grabbing after whatever you see on Google or YouTube or whatever. All right, so the next one is number 2. So number 1 was shiny object syndrome. Number 2 is having unrealistic goals and being impatient with yourself. All right, so I'm just gonna take somebody that I had a consult with the other day, and she wants to lose about 40 pounds. I said, well, Dianne, I'm not gonna pressure you to, but I want to lose that 40 pounds here by July. So I'm gonna start look around because I don't mean she attacked her. I don't mean she attacked her. She's just turning 42. So in her 42 years, she has amassed this extra 40 pounds, and she wants to lose all of these 40 pounds. When it's July, April, May, June, July, in a little over 3 months. So it's really understanding that this problem didn't just happen overnight. So it's not just gonna go away overnight or in 2 months. And that's where a lot of us get into problem again. We're gonna go and look for the quick fix, the searching on Google how to lose 30 pounds in 1 month, and then that's where you run into problems because you're gonna do things that are dangerous for your body to try and lose that weight. And then you set this unrealistic goal. So if at the end of 2 months you haven't lost the 40 pounds, then you're gonna say, well, I'm just gonna stay like this for the rest of my life. I ate that, I tried, right? So it's really just being realistic about where you are, being kind with yourself, because again, you didn't gain this extra weight over 1 day. It was 1 meal. So you're not gonna lose it by eating 1 thing of lettuce, right? So guys who are gonna be on the raw food challenge, don't bother check the mirror after the first day of eating 1 whole day of raw food and say, why is that this not work? Right? It's really just being patient with the process and understanding that it is a process. Being kind to your body. So that was 2. Number 3, oh, I love this one, is using a one-sided approach to health and fitness and weight loss. So you have some people that say, all right, I'm just gonna work out every day, I'm just gonna go to the gym. That's all they do. So you're neglecting all this. So I like to call them the 3 pillars of wellness. So it is movement. I'm gonna tell you why I said movement and not exercise.
I understand why you said movement, but go on.
So movement, nutrition, and then rest and recovery, or your lifestyle. So it's all 3 of those things that combine. And I promise you, if you have one off, a lot of people that are unable to lose weight is because you have one or the other off, or you're focusing on one thing only, right?
So
So
wait,
3 pillars of wellness.
you're going to expound?
Yeah, me I go in, man. Me I go in, me I go season the pot and I'm gonna something. Right. So 3 pillars. The first one is movement. I said movement and not exercise because there's this misconception that all I have to do to lose weight, I just have to get up and go to the gym. I'm gonna have to get dumbbells. I'm gonna have to do something outside of my norm to lose this weight. When really majority of the calories that we expend, so that's energy that we're putting out to help us lose weight, quote unquote, is through movement and not just exercise. And when I say movement, I mean general movement, standing up and down, walking to the grocery store, walking from your car, brushing your teeth, the kind of movement that you do in your everyday life. And especially because of COVID, a lot of us are not moving. So you're sitting down daily and you're telling yourself that for me to lose this weight, I need to go to the gym for an hour. When you also just had a box of KFC, and let's burn down the calories. So set a box of KFC 2 pieces, 1,460 calories, right?
More than that.
Probably because you're going to have the corn on the side, and you have to put the ketchup on it up there and the soda, right? Exactly. So one workout is gonna burn 500, maybe 510 calories if you're going hard. So a lot of people think that, okay, I'm just gonna eat this KFC and go to the gym after, but the equation is just not gonna match because outside of that 1 hour out of your 24 hours that you go to the gym, what are you doing for the rest of those hours? You're sitting or eating. So there's no way for you to outrun a bad diet. Absolutely no way, right? So it's really focusing on movement. If you want your weight loss to be sustainable, find a way to move more. Something that I like to recommend for my clients is you can use a step tracker. What do you call that? One of those step tracker things, and track your steps and give yourself an objective. I'm gonna get 8,000 steps in a day. If you know that you're always sitting at your laptop for work, stand up every few minutes, set an alarm on your phone and say, okay, it's been an hour, I'm just gonna stand and walk around to the kitchen and come back. That was moving and you just burn calories. It sounds really small, but it works. And if you're doing that over and over for the entire day, all the calories are gonna add up and you're gonna start losing weight, right? So it's not focusing on that 1 hour workout, but looking at movement throughout your entire life, throughout your entire day, and start changing your lifestyle in that sense. So that's movement.
Just to add to that, just to give an example of what I do, you said, so what I do sometimes is I just get up and I do some jumping jacks, like 50 jumping jacks, and I go back and sit down. Or I walk outside to get some sun and come back in. So
vitamin D, yeah. So definitely, that's something to consider. Nutrition, boy, we're on the Raw Food Live Challenge, the Raw Food Challenge page. So I feel like everybody theoretically understands the importance of nutrition, but I think practically we think it has to be this difficult thing. Like, Jesus, me can only eat lettuce and tomato for the rest of my life. I eat that's the only way I'm going to lose the weight. When really the small things, and I'm going to talk about some small things after this, is the small things over time, just like the moving versus going to the 1 hour gym session where you're going to kill up yourself. Or you feel like you need to go there and sweat out and, try to work against your metabolism, which is not gonna work, right? So the small things. And then the last thing is your lifestyle, your rest, recovery, sleeping. A lot of people are up until hours of the night, and some of you are not doing anything productive other than on Instagram, right? It's such an important part of your body's process. Resting. It is how we grow muscles. It's how we build muscles. It's how we shed weight. It's how we recover. It's how we reset. So if you're not resting, the body's not going to function at its utmost, right? So you have to make sure that is a factor in your 3 pillars of wellness.
how many hours you recommend for rest? Daily.
Say 7. Everybody's lifestyle is different, but try to get in at least 7 to 9 hours of rest every day. 7 to 9. If you have to set yourself a bedtime, I set myself a bedtime and it's alarm.
It has to be consecutively, or you can sleep in the day for 3 hours, then in the night you sleep for, it has to be 9 straight hours or 7 straight hours.
You get in your sleep when you can get it in, friend. I'm not gonna make it too strict. Right? If you can get a little nap in the daytime, there's a reason why babies nap, especially when you're working out hard, your body needs rest. And another part of that is, don't be going to the gym 7 days a week. Again, you're trying to outrun this diet so you can eat your KFC, but it's not gonna work. Right? You need to rest. So your body needs time to rest and recuperate so that you can see the benefits of all the workout that you're putting in. All right? So that was 3, guys. What was 3? I feel like I'm teaching a class. The 3 pillars of wellness. Great. What 2?
Movement, nutrition, rest.
Yeah. Woo! Go team.
Hey.
Number 4. Thank you so much, Fast. Number 4, which is one of my favorites, and I kind of mentioned it earlier. It's underestimating the small stuff. Underestimating the little teeny tiny things, them like drinking your water. And you have heard it a million. I'm sure everybody that has come on Sassy's life.
Hydration.
Hydration is so important. Your body is almost 70% of water alone. So if you're not putting back that water in there, what's going to happen to you? You're not going to function properly, right? So water is extremely important. And I think a lot of us are looking for that big fish. So we're looking for the mega cut out carbs, and you're not drinking any water. Oh, that's going to work. Oh, you see what I said? You're going to cut out carbs, you're going to cut out rice, and you're not drinking water. So our focus is not on you need to focus on your priority. Drinking water is your priority. It's one of the first things that I get my clients to do. All right, just starting, and they're like, okay, what's my meal plan? Drink some water. Yeah. Yep, you heard me. Yep. And then also an important part of hydration is starting where you are. If you know, say you're not drinking no water, don't put on your to-do list, drink 8 glasses of water the first day. Start off little. So I'm gonna drink half a cup today. I'm gonna drink 1 full cup tomorrow. Like, start where you are, and then as you go along, you can add on and make it a little bit more challenging for yourself. That's one of the small things. Intentional eating is so big. A lot of us think that this problem is with carbs or something else, but the problem is you're not eating when you're hungry. You're eating because it's breakfast time, or it's lunch time, or it's dinner time, or because Sarah just buy one salad and one pizza, and all of a sudden you want pizza, or you're passing KFC and all of a sudden you want KFC. You're not eating because you're hungry. You're eating because food is available. And how lucky are we that food is available in such great variety with all of these tastes and flavors? But I feel like a lot of us have tuned out to our natural inclining. How do you know when you're hungry? Ask yourself, how do I know when I'm hungry? Am I just eating because the food is available? You feel a little lightheaded, your body's telling you that you need some more energy. How do you know when you're hungry? So you're listening to those signs and feeding yourself when you are hungry. And then another important part is stopping before you are full. You don't need to wait until the plate is empty or until you need to unbutton your pants. You don't need to wait until that point, right? You can stop before you're full. Get to a point of satisfaction so that you don't feel uncomfortable and need to take a nap immediately after. Okay, so those 2 things, eating when you're hungry and stopping when you're full, can change your life. We're stopping ourselves, and part of it is because of how we're cultured, and your mother tell you, say, finish everything on the plate, or you don't want to waste money. Yeah. But if you're putting it into your body when you're full, the body is not doing anything with that except for turning that unused energy into
very fast.
It's storing it for the future when you might need the energy. If a caveman is running you down or something, that's what the body's gonna do automatically. So you're gonna either waste the food outside or you're gonna waste it inside of your body. Make the decision.
And the more you practice that, the more you'll know that, okay, I don't need to buy all of this, or I don't need to
stop wasting the food. Yeah, you'll be able to plan for yourself more. So tuning inward instead of going on Google to figure out what to do. Your body is so intelligent. You'd be amazed by what your body can tell you. So really tuning inward is important. All right, so number 5. Wow, we're getting through this swiftly. All right, so number 5, there's actually another part of number 4 that I want to talk about. So there's this amazing book that I read. It's called Fit for Life, Not Fat for Life by Harry Diamond. And there's a principle that he speaks about that when I read it, I was like, this makes so much sense, right? So think of the entire universe is cyclic, right? We're always going through cycles. And it's the same thing with food and digestion. So the body's going through 3 different cycles throughout the day. The first one is elimination, right? So so when you wake up, you have matter in your eye, something upon the side right here. So that's usually when most people go to the bathroom. So what his theory is, or what he's saying is that between the hours of 4 a.m. and 12 noon, the body's going through elimination. So we're getting rid of the waste in the body. So that usually people have their bowel movements, they mean to get, But usually in the morning, 7, 8 o'clock you can time it, you know, say, yeah, I'm gonna need to use the bathroom. Yeah, So that's usually the body's getting rid of whatever weight it's carrying in the body from whenever, right? So that's the elimination phase. On from 4 a.m. until 12 noon. So the body's eliminating things. I don't want to be putting a heavy steak or, you know, whatever else into my body because my body's in a different type of process, right? It's eliminating. So the best foods to have at this point are fruits. Something that's easy to digest, that's gonna not disturb the process that the body's going through. You can't be eliminating and then adding in, you know, it does not really.
It's too much work for that.
Yeah, it not really work. And then digestion is a very heavy, taxing process on the body. So whenever there's food in the body, the first thing it wants to do is get it out of it. So it's gonna go straight to digestion. That's why they say don't swim after you eat, because the body's focused on digesting. All of your energy is going into digesting that food, right?
Or don't swim after you eat, as in don't.
Yeah, you know that's something there. Like them say, wait 30 minutes before you
go
to swim. Or if you're gonna work out, they say wait a certain period of time before you go work out because the body's focused on digesting.
Okay.
So you're not gonna have as much energy to exert doing whatever else you want to do, right? So elimination. So after that, we don't eliminate 12 noon. So between 12 noon and 8 p.m., the body's ready for appropriation. So we're going to eat and digest. So that's where you usually have your biggest meal. So that's why lunch and dinner between 12 noon and 8 p.m. lunch and dinner. So that's where your body's taking in the food. We're digesting. We have all the energy in the world, etc., etc. The last period, and I know a lot of people are on here are probably late night eaters, and this is why it affects you so. It affects you so much when you eat late at night. So the last one is assimilation. So after elimination, appropriation, assimilation. So the body is taking the nutrients out of all the food that you ate. So it's separating. What do I need? Vitamins, etc., protein, and what's waste? What can go away? What do I need to eliminate in the morning? Right? So your body's going through a different process. So it's understanding that throughout the day, my body's going through different processes. Right? So it's respecting your body's time. Understanding that, okay, in the morning, I'm not have none ever because my body is eliminating. Right? Where I can put all my heavier meals early in the day. And you'll notice in the days you have more energy, right? I mean, for most people, you have a little more energy in the day. You can move around a little more, right? Because the body's in a different phase. And then giving the space for the body to assimilate and take out the nutrients out of your food later in the evening, right? It's, if you guys want to look at it, I thought it was very interesting because I'd never thought about food that way when I read the book about 2 years ago. And if you're interested, you can look up the book Fit for Life, Not Fat for Life by Harvey Diamond. It's a really great read, and it talks a lot about live foods or raw foods as well. So this is a great book if you're going to be on the challenge. So that was number 4.
Question, Diane. Said in the morning, you know, that's the process you go through, and then when you say morning, does it just mean, all right, for example, let's say I work at night and I sleep in the morning. Does my body still work according to mornings, as in literal morning when or does it work?
Yeah. Oh. So regardless of how, so remember that our bodies are primal. So even though we have modernized everything, our bodies are still, it's part of the reason why people talk about how fear affects the mind, because we're primal creatures. Like a lot of our operational systems, if you want to call it that, are primal. Right, so if you notice at nighttime, melatonin comes into, you get more melatonin hormone, so you want to sleep, right? Everything is kind of working together. So even if you work late, the body is still in the process. It knows that when nighttime comes, when it's a certain hour, I'm going to be eliminating the waste so that she's going to be ready and good to go in the morning, right? So your body is still going to respect regardless of if you are doing something different at that point. And it's why after you have a heavy meal, you wake up groggy and you're just, you don't feel good. Because your body has not been able to fully digest that meal and it's using all the energy. Instead of you waking up, bright and sunny, it's using all the energy to digest the food that's in your body.
Okay. All right, cool.
Okay. All right. So number 5. That's almost done. No, don't cry. Don't cry. Number 5 is simple, and I think it's this, and I think it's not our fault. It's really the industry, it's the diet industry. It's how the media portrays weight loss. And we feel like it has to be this big struggle. It has to be this big excitement. Like, I forgot, take everything out of my fridge. You feel like it's this big, heavy weight that you're going to have to carry when a lot of the things that you can do now are easy. And it's hard to believe because you feel like it should be hard. So when I tell somebody, okay, all we're going to do for this week is drink more water, then I say, But then I'm to the meal plan. I feel like I can't just cut out rice right now. I'm gonna need to do it. Yeah, girl, my sister them stuff on Google. So I need to cut out rice. I need to don't eat this. I need to don't eat that. Yes, I'm not saying that you're not gonna get results if you do that, but a huge part, as I said before, is finding sustainable ways. All right, so that was number 5. Awakening has to be.
Okay, continue.
Another one of my favorites. I like to call it the perfection pitfall. Right? So I work with a lot of A-type clients. Like their A personalities, everything has to be perfect. Checking off lists. Dianne, you want me to log? I'm gonna log all my meals every day, and they go great for 2 weeks. Then the day after the 2-week mark, you know, something happens. They had to work late. Something happened with the kids. They end up going to the doctor. They never get to pack their meals, and they ended up eating something that they didn't want to eat. They never drink any water, and everything went horribly wrong. So when she reached home, instead of just eating 1 pack of Oreos, she eat 3,000 pack of Oreos.
Because she
said, well, the day done gone bad, so might as well. Then Saturday come and she said, well, Friday never got so good enough, so we just start back Monday. We just use the rest of the weekend, we just eat out the rest of the Oreo them and go KFC and eat pizza out. And then you just go on this big binge because you're like, boy, I may just start back Monday. Or you know what? Next month is a better time. This wasn't the right time anyways. And a huge part of it is because A, we're not kind to ourselves. And B, we assume that we don't live in a perfect existence. It's not going to be perfect all the time. Right? And even on this raw challenge, like I know you guys have, there's going to be rules and there are going to be things that you have to do. If one day goes bad, it doesn't mean that you throw the whole thing away. It is okay. Listen to me. Come here, sweetheart. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. It happens. You had 1 Oreo. It's okay. I know it's not a raw food, but it's okay. You can still eat a raw food after the Oreo. You can still eat. Like after the Oreo, the world not gonna end. You can still eat a lettuce after. You get me? So it's like this mindset that if it doesn't go right, I'm just gonna toss everything away and then start back next month. You don't have to do that. You can make the next best decision.
Yeah.
Eat your pizza and have some water afterwards. Call it a night. Start over tomorrow. Right? So it's that perfection pitfall, thinking that everything needs to be perfect all the time for me to achieve my goals. When really it's not that. It's not the big thing. It's not that getting consistent, perfect every time. It's staying consistent. So it's after the 1 Oreo, you have some water. And the next day you start over and you revise and come again. Right? And understanding that things are going to happen. You're going to be tempted. Somebody are going to walk in the house with them out of other self with KFC, with no manners, and them don't say you're on a raw challenge, and then bring KFC coming out the house. Why them going to do that? But you're going to have to work on, it's working on your mind. Ooh, that should have been 7. The mental work. A lot of it is mind work. A lot of everything in life is a mind game. It's what you're telling yourself when you're eating the Oreo. Boy, I know someone never got to do this, and it never worked anyways. But why am I to myself out of this raw challenge? But just I gotta eat all of the Oreo then because I'm fat and I'm gonna stay fat forever. So I'm just gonna eat all the Oreos because nobody cares about me, and I'm just gonna eat Oreos. Or you just go down this
anyway.
You just go down this hole and you just eat and you cry and you know you're watching TV and you're eating ice cream and you're ordering at the same time. You're just getting all the food because it's kind of a way of punishing yourself for the mishap that you think you had. And if we could just kind of watch our mind, just watch your mind work. Watch the thing that you're thinking when you're in the drive-thru. Look how me then at the drive-thru and tell myself some of the power raw challenge. And you're still like buy the food, you know, and you're still cutting yourself while you're still gonna buy the food. So it's kind of understanding that it's okay. Things are not gonna be perfect all the time, and having that compassion with yourself to give yourself a chance to start over. If you do mess up, like it is fine. It is okay. Everybody goes through this. You are human and it's gonna be okay. And then being kind to yourself. You're just being really kind to yourself when these things happen, right? Or have a friend that can be kind to you. Don't have somebody and say, I can't see that you never done the right challenge. That's why you're fat, da. So making sure that your surrounding is supportive of the journey that you're on, and somebody's gonna say, okay, you're having a KFC. All right, just make sure you have some water afterwards. You know, it doesn't have to be this big, hard, heavy, you're a failure because you switched up on your diet. You're not a failure, right? You're on a journey. Again, it's not going to happen overnight. You have been doing all of these things for a while now. Every Friday, your body knows, say, it's going at the KFC line. So even without thinking, you end up in the KC line by accident, if that happens to some people. And it's okay. You're going to have to break out of the habits. So it's really forming new habits to replace some of those old habits. And really learn. It's a learning process. So as you go along, you're going to learn. And you're going to change. And things are going to become easier. But you really just have to be kind to yourself while you go through the process.
Thank you, Dianne. You are a confidence coach as well. And there are people who, while on their, like, because I don't like my big belly or because I don't like the rings on my thing, I have low self-esteem, I have low self-confidence. What can people who are on the journey but don't reach there yet do to build their confidence?
That's a very good question. All right, so I'm going to say something I said earlier, and it's kind of being kind to yourself. So maybe you don't like your belly right now, but you like your eyes. So every time you wake up, just look at your item and say, yeah, babe, see, item nice. Another thing is kind of working out with groups. So I just started a group session, and it's amazing what happens when it's not just you and one other person, but there's a group of women, just like the Raw Challenge. It's a group of women and men who are a part of this community. Community is so important to help boost your confidence. So you don't feel like it's just you on this journey, right? Knowing that you have people there with you to support you, that's a huge boost in confidence. So being kind to yourself, surrounding yourself with good people on the same journey who understand you, and just taking it a step at a time. You're not just gonna wake up every one day and be confident. Something that I do rigorously, even though people would say I'm a quote unquote confident person, is I affirm myself as often as I can. I like to write, so I write it down. And when I journal, I write, I got this. I'm a boss. I am blessed. I look good. I'm clean. My skin will come along, right? So whatever works for you in terms of affirmation, I feel like it's people think it doesn't work but you have to believe in it. I feel like whatever you believe in is gonna work for you. So affirm yourself. Be kind to yourself. Surround yourself with positive people. Find things that you do like about yourself and kind of take some time to appreciate it and show gratitude for that thing. Fitness and health is so multifaceted. There's so many different parts of it that we need to think about. It's just like business. And it's so funny because I'm in the business of health and weight loss. So I get to see the correlations. And one thing is like motivation and consistency or discipline. People like to say, oh my God, I can't stay motivated. I lost my motivation. Find it back, friend. Find it where you lost it. Go find it. Right? It's something that you have to rewater and renew daily. Even as a coach, I'm not motivated to wake up at 6:30 every single day as much as I love what I do. But I have to wake up because I've made it not just an option for my life. This is my lifestyle. This is who I am.
That's the difference.
So when raw becomes your lifestyle, when fitness and health and wellness become your lifestyle, it's not an option of, do I feel like eating what I need to eat today? No, it's, well, it's 4 o'clock, so gotta go to the gym or gotta work out. I don't care how you feel, Dianne. You're not always gonna feel like it. So sometimes you have to push aside your little feelings and do what you need to do. And I promise you, I've never had a client who did not want to do her workout come on and then said, Dan, oh my God, I regret doing this. I should not have come here today. You're always in such a better place because the body wants to move. You feel better when you move and you're eating properly. So motivation is not something that is just gonna be there forever, right? Sometimes you have to push aside your feelings and just kind of do what you need to do. The next thing about health and wellness, is that it's gonna spill over to other areas of your life.
True.
There's no way on earth you can start a serious health, wellness, diet, whatever journey, and it doesn't spill over to the other areas of your life. Because once you feel good and you're treating your body with the respect it needs and moving and doing what it wants to do, right? Doing the things that it needs to do to be its best self. You're gonna start waking up earlier. You're gonna be more relaxed. You're gonna stop cuss your children them because you're relaxed. You're gonna be less stressed. You're gonna be better at work. You're gonna sleep better. You're gonna have less joint pain. I could list until the morning the benefits of just changing your lifestyle.
Can you just recap the 6, Dianne? The 6 or 7 because it went.
Of course, I don't remember which one I added about me. You recap the 6, right? So 6 mistakes that people commonly make on their weight loss journey. Number 1 is the shiny object syndrome, feeling like you need to try every diet that exists, or always trying to find a new way to lose weight when really all of them are doing the same thing. So it's finding a sustainable way that you can manage that works for you and doing that a little over time. Number 2 is being unrealistic about your goal and also being impatient, right? Remember that it's a journey. You didn't gain this weight in one day and you're not going to lose it in one day. But understanding that it's a process and to be patient with yourself as you go through the process. Number 3 is looking at weight loss or looking at health as a one-sided thing. It's not just the exercise. It's not just eating a lettuce. It's not just rest. It's all 3 of those things, right? It's your movement, it's your nutrition, and it's your lifestyle. It's resting, it's sleeping, it's recovering, it's eating well, and it's moving your body. Number 4 is underestimating the small stuff. I know that we want it to be complicated. We want it to be this hard thing that we have to do, but it isn't hard. Sometimes it's really those small things that you do that are going to help you be successful, like drinking your water, eating intentionally. That means eating when you're hungry. Stop eating before you're full. Understanding the cycles that your body goes through, whether it's eliminating, appropriating, or assimilating, and you can find information on that online. Just typing the body's digestion cycle or fit for life, not fat for life, and you'll see some more information on that if you're interested. So it's really understanding the body and realizing that it's the small things that are really going to get you results. Truly, truly, truly. Number 5 is thinking that it needs to be a struggle. It doesn't need to be a struggle, guys. It can be easy if you want it to be. And for it to be easy, you have to be consistent with the little things, right? Not reaching for those huge apple at the top of the tree, but picking the low-hanging fruits. And the last one is avoiding the perfection pitfall. It's not gonna be perfect all the time, and that's okay. It is okay. It's okay. You can still continue on your journey without having to end it and start over, right? It's okay. Be kind to yourself. It's not going to be perfect, and that's fine. You're still going to lose the weight.